Hello everybody, this is Penny, and welcome to my next Let's Play, which I'm very excited to start. This is Belzerion, the 1994 human entertainment adventure game for the 3DO. This is developed by Human Entertainment, who you might know for game series like Clock Tower, Fire Pro, the Twilight Moonlight Syndrome games, etc., etc. They've produced a lot. If you know them, you know them. This is a fan patch for the game that came out very recently. A patch by SnowyAria and NicheTopic. I found this game because I follow SnowyAria, whose work is in this like translation scene. His stuff I'm like always been really excited to see. Her patches, usually focus on games that are like considered kusoge or just very interesting, weird niche titles. Previous work, like one that I really liked, was her patch for Ancient Roman for the PlayStation. She's also worked on patches for like the Monogatari trilogy, Fate Extra CCC, and I believe the original Fate Extra. There's a pack that she worked on. I'm not 100% on that, but essentially, someone whose work is pretty prolific in this space currently, and I'm always excited to see a new patch, especially for a console like the 3DO, which I have never played a 3DO game, so we're going to be very excited to see some of that. Like, I've played some of this before, just testing it out and seeing things, so I've got a little good idea of what to expect, but there's a lot that I haven't seen yet. This game, by Human Entertainment, 1994. In this era, I think they're mostly releasing games on like the SNES. I did like a quick cursory look, and other games that came out from them around this time was like SOS, otherwise known as Septentrion for the SNES. There's a lot of staff overlap here. Super Fire Pro 2 on the SNES came out, I think the year before this. Clock Tower has not come out yet. Clock Tower is 1995, so just to put a little perspective of like the timeline of the things that Human Entertainment was doing. But otherwise around this time, like one of the big 3DO games that released on 3DO that I know of in like 94 also was like Police Knots, for people who are familiar with that. And it's just, this is like, when it comes to like old console scenes, there's definitely a lot that I just haven't like really taken the time to look into yet, and I think this will be a good start in some ways to just peek at some of that stuff. And there's a lot that we'll be looking forward to checking this out. Let me see, is that all the notes I had? I think so. Otherwise, we're just going to get started. I'm just going to do save 3 here. So we start, and this is first person exploration kind of game. If you've played a dungeon crawler in this era, you've seen this kind of interface. Get some really fun sound design going through here, and we can examine this monitor screen. Here's our commander. Seems you're awake, Leon. Do you remember who I am? I see. Can't say I didn't expect that. It's a miracle you're even alive. You may have lost your past, but you've got a future ahead of you yet. All your compatriots have been killed in the line of duty. My name is Commander Ken Bernard. I used to be your superior officer. I'm the one who saved you. But there's one problem I haven't been able to clean up. Leon, you're an irregularity. The mother computer that unites this world, Vishnu, wishes to dispose of you as a war criminal. The only one who can convince her otherwise is me. That's where I'd like your help. I want you to work with me again. I want you to fight once again, for those who still hold on in this war-torn world of ours. If you'll fight, then enter that door behind you. I won't force you, but Vishnu won't wait long. I'll be waiting for your favorable answer. So yeah, we're in this kind of, post this very cyberpunky dystopia world. Been brought back from the dead, I guess robocop style. You're now a police investigator for the UN Code 9999 Special Machines Division. Once you have this, only you have this authority. You'll act as our final trump card. I almost forgot. Welcome, Leon, to Shangri-La. I love the little loading graphics in this game also. 90 days later. At the District 14 nuclear fuel plant. Yeah, one thing I really liked, just like looking at this game, is just these like really good low poly robots and like exteriors and all that. There's a lot that we'll get to see that just like, oh, I love this era of like of this kind of like early 3D modeling in that way. So here we go, Chapter 1. Engine. District 7, Millard Apartments. And here is our home. There's not much to it. It's a sad state of affairs. You know, we can walk over here and it'll turn us around and we'll sit at our little table. There's nothing we can interact with here though, unfortunately. Though we can see we've got, I guess, some kind of alcohol and some wine glasses. You know, we can stare out these windows, see the starry night sky. What we can do here, we can walk up to our computer desk. We can examine some things. We've got a lamp. We've got cigarettes. One of the greatest animations I have seen in my time. Just grab a smoke. Telecall. It's a woman named Psycho. Leon, it's me, Psycho. Sorry, but I'll have to pass on that concert. There's been an incident in the 14th district. I've got to run, but I'll call you again soon. Okay. Well, we'll smoke again. Yep. One more time. Let's see. Do we have anything else I could interact with? No. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Good evening, Leon. I hate to interrupt your rest, but I've got a job for you. The location is a factory in the 14th district. A manufacturing android suddenly went haywire and made its way to the power hub. Oh, love this little sketch. The nuclear fusion reactor hasn't fully stopped yet, so if it gets through... we'll be facing an instant whiteout in a 300-meter radius around the factory. Needless to say, it's a dire situation. Our saving grace is a sturdy bulkhead blocking passage to the reactor core. That should buy us some time. To keep the chaos at bay, I've ordered a media shutout. Unfortunately, your friend seems to be heading to the scene as well. Don't let her presence distract you. That is all. Okay. Time for us to head out. We got our little car. The UN Code 9999 squad car. Bellflame. Oh. Good morning, Master. It's been a while since we've been sent out. We will launch shortly. Flare 207, support AI, artificial intelligence, created by the mother computer Vishnu to support Leon in his work. They exist as a digital matrix without need of a body. They're calm, collected, and obedient. However, they were designed with human interaction in mind and can follow and learn from everyday conversations. Leon can trust in Flare 207's superior mind as he links up with them to carry out even the most dangerous missions. so here we go, going to Dome City. Or something like that. Receiving data pertaining to the android in the Central Control Center. Please look it over while we're in transit. Yes. Oh. Love computers. An Itsui heavy-duty model. Type percussion V3.1, XL metal, Amada Labs. Energy 82%. The AI is from RecWorks. There are no existing records of this model losing control. This does not appear to be a manufacturing defect. End of file. The mission will be to disable the out-of-control machine. It does not contain any weapons, but its strength is top-notch. Be careful. So we're going in, our first job on the force. Oh, it's Psycho. She seems to be talking, turning on external microphone. Leon, do you hear me? What's going on in there? Everyone just keeps saying no comment and ignoring me. Hey, are you listening? The news should be free. The news? Free? The law has long since restricted the freedom of the press. Well then, Master, I'll ready the protect suit. Beautiful. Here we go. Protect suit. System Flare 207. Condition okay. Realize start. Oh, I love this sequence. Cyber Protector. A marvel of engineering created by Vishnu that fully encapsulates the human body and turns it into a fierce mechanical weapon. The suit can convert itself into digital data and travel through computer networks thanks to the onboard Cybernizer for deployment in under 0.8 milliseconds. However, the violent stress caused by this protection suit was once thought to be impossible for any human in the Dome City to withstand. The project was shelved until Leon Milan proved to be compatible. Special Machines Division Belzerion, the ultimate unit designed to drop into hell and finish the fight. And we can make this scroll a little faster. So there we go. We've loaded up our equipment. You're also equipped with an energy rifle. However, firing the weapon may cause damage to the nuclear fusion facility. Only fire it once the enemy has stopped moving, and do not miss. So yeah, we're suited up. We've got our cybernetic suit. Time for the big guns, huh? Thanks for the assist. Godspeed. It's only a matter of time before the reactor walls break. Hurry! Drink some water while we're getting started here. So here we are, first floor of the factory. We've got our UI now that shows our system condition, our health, and our shield energy. Door has been unlocked. Nothing to worry about, it's just a security camera. The music in this game is really fun. I know there are a number of, I don't remember the names right offhand, but there are a number of composers on this, and they have all gone on to do like a lot of different stuff. A lot of them also worked on Septentrion for the SNES. Can hear some banging in the distance. Door's been unlocked. Here's our second bulkhead. Please be careful, the target is just ahead. And so we've done, you know, the adventure mode, first person stuff here. We've reached our target. Analysis complete. Target confirmed. Master, the target AI appears to be malfunctioning. Be careful. Entering combat mode. And so, here we go. This game also has combat phases. So, when enemies are close by or far away, you know, we use a gun, and when they're up close, we have melee attacks, like this. And you can combo if you, you know, do your button presses right. Then you can go back to shooting them. You can move left and right like this. You can also, if you press the, you can also do this, which is fun. We also have a shield that'll protect us from attacks like this. There we go, get that last hit in, knock them back. And yeah, that's kind of the flow of combat, is like knocking them back so you can get a little bit of damage in with the gun as it comes up. But so far it seems like most of your damage is going to come from doing these melee combos like this. It's pretty mashy, but like it's fun. It's just one of those things where like the animations and sounds are fun enough that I like doing it so far. The like uppercut into knocking him back just has like I like the feel of that, just like the weight of that actually just manages to feel pretty nice. At 21:34, the Berserk robot attempting to reach the reactor core was neutralized. The threat facing Dome City ended quietly thanks to the effort of UN Code 9999. If he had arrived even a moment later, the lives of 10 million people who depended on the shelter would have all been forfeit. Special Machines Division, Belzerion. Such as the wild, mechanical beast connected to the mother computer Vishnu, Leon casually walked out of that sea of smoke back to civilization. This incident would only be the beginning of his fight. So that's our little intro to the world of Belzerion. I can't wait to learn what the secret, you know, the unrest in our city. I'm sure it's probably not something relevant to like the structure of the society with a supercomputer called Vishnu. It's probably fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. We're gonna save here. I'm sure it's just gonna go very straightforward and we'll just be the good guy the whole time, right? That's probably how this kind of story works. Here we are. Little art gallery. So from that first, you know, from that first mission, would you think this is, you know, from what we saw with the malfunctioning AI of a robot, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have to deal with in our second chapter of the game. Looks like we've got some demons possessing people. The Gazing Gallery. District 13 warehouses. Master, there are 24 heat sources in total. I will relay their coordinates in real time. Cool. So. Oh. There's the little guy. I see this every... when I was playing this previously, I saw this, and So funny. I love this graffiti. Like tears in rain. Oh, beautiful stuff. That seemed to be a rather flashy explosion, but why? From the bearing distance, I'd estimate that to be from the 7th district. We can investigate that later. Dream slum. Some stuff that I cannot read. Oh, here's our first little batch of guys to fight here, it looks like. So, here we go. Terminal Breaker, Gray Rabbit. So yeah, you know, I haven't played either of these games, but my understanding is that, like, as far as, like, adventure game style formats go, like, Police Knots and Stalker are also games that, you know, you're kind of doing this kind of, like, adventure game exploration with these kind of light combat sequences here. If I'm wrong on that, someone can, of course, feel free to correct me, but... So, you know, it's neat to see, like, you know, more games engaging in that sort of thing, as someone who is not as well read up on, like, adventure games in particular, like, beyond, like, traditional, like, point and clicks, but, you know, it's so far, like, from the stuff that I've done in this game, there we go, more of that, the stuff done in this game, it's, like, it's not difficult, but it is... I don't want to necessarily use the word cinematic, but, like, it's like functional enough to give you, like, the vibe of, like, this kind of confrontation without, like, overstaying its welcome necessarily, or, like, being too hard. Just more focused on, like, getting you through point A to point B in this kind of game in a way that's, like, got this kind of interaction to embody the character that, you know, so far I don't mind it. We're gonna fight some more of these little rabbits. I've been doing pretty good at shooting them, so you haven't actually seen many of their attacks. Like, they shoot these little missiles at you, and you gotta knock them down before they hit me. Go. I don't think that was 24, but it's fine. Maybe I miscounted. Good work. We finished rather ahead of schedule. I've received an update on that explosion. Sounds like it was the power plant in the 7th district. It wasn't an accident either. This was intentional. Let's take a detour to the scene of the crime. Radiation density exceeds the limit of the monitoring device. It would be wise to maintain your distance, even with the protective suit. Okay, let's just keep going forward, though. Do not linger for long, Master. Civilians have already been evacuated due to the pollution risk of the explosion. Mother Computer Vishnu reports that repairs are estimated to take 17 hours. Okay. This incident has completely stopped power to the 7th district. I wouldn't hold out for hot water in the shower tonight. I don't think we'll find anything else here. The police have already thoroughly combed it over. But what's this? Invitation to opening for artist Nail Atnam. Private show. Statistics and probability only point to the possibility of correlation. My reasoning is based purely on the logic of my algorithms, so I won't feel anything if you make peculiar facial expressions such as that. I must acknowledge your keen investigative instincts, however illogical, as well as your complete disregard for your own safety in pursuit of your goal. I'll be sure to add those to my databanks later. Oh. I love an AI construct that only thinks through the logic of its algorithms. Please present your ticket. Confirmed. Welcome. We've been expecting you. Please continue straight ahead. Master, please hold on 1 second. Please take this small receiver with you so we can stay in contact. Flip phone! Got our flip phone. We don't, like, have an inventory system or anything like that, I don't think. So, don't worry about it. Going through the X-shaped door. Little serving robot. So here's that gallery we saw at the start of this chapter. We can look through, look at the wall art here from Nail Atnum. Get slightly higher res versions of these portraits. They all seem to have a motif design. This like lounge music. You can't examine that one for some reason. This little lounge music's just fun to listen to. Yep. Cool. Well, let's talk with this woman. Any works to catch your eye? I'm the gallery owner, Rina Akiyama. The artist who drew these wonderful works, Nail Atnum, has really taken off lately. He's driven a lot more people than usual to my humble gallery here. Any fan of his is more than welcome here. Please do not forget our objective, Master. You need to learn how that ticket arrived at the crime scene. Oh, I just remembered we have a very nice piece I haven't put out yet. If you're interested and have some time, I can show that to you. So here we are, Rina's apartment. I'll make us some coffee. It'll only take a minute. This is not the time for flirting. If she's related to the case, then you're walking right into her trap. I really do not understand your reckless intuition. Do not turn off your receiver. Leave it switched on. So okay, we went back to her apartment. It's, you know, a bit better decorated than ours, at least. You can see we've got more of these artworks on the wall. I don't think we can interact with them though, so we can just take a look, but we'll head upstairs. Bunch of easels. There's a computer we're not going to examine just yet. Yep. That looks like a work in progress. We can go examine all these drawers, though I don't think there's anything in them. Yeah, so seems like potentially this Akiyama is Neil Atnum himself. If I had to make a guess based on what we see. Oh! Look at that. Just so easy to just see that, oh, we found our culprit. Just had it all right there on the desktop. The second you boot it up. Master, this is damning evidence. I cannot imagine that woman carrying out this entire plan all by herself, but this is enough for her arrest. I suppose that spells the end of this lovely evening. To think you'd take the bait I dangled in front of you so easily. This body, combined with a female's gentle words, really do have quite the effect. Now hold on, you're not going anywhere. I'm tired of this flesh, you see. How about you let me have that powerful body of yours instead? I'll blind her with the receiver screen set to max brightness. In that moment, get back to the terminal. You'll only have a second. Now! Ah, damn you. Just made it. This terminal was difficult to access, but I'm in. Activating the protect suit. And you know what that means? We get to see this sick transformation sequence again. But I don't think that demon should talk like that. Uh. The Cybernizer can utilize any network-connected terminal to call forth the Cyber Protector at near-instant speeds whenever it's needed. The Metal Warrior may stand alone, but its enhanced special abilities and special equipment make it a match in any fight. The Energy Rifle materializes and decompresses super energy from pseudospace, making it an anti-android weapon with no need to reload. The High-Frequency Blade, an alloy blade that vibrates at high speed, producing a powerful cutting edge for close-range combat. The Clear Smasher, an electromagnetic shield that deploys in front of the Cyber Protector, shielding it from all physical attacks for a short period. Safety Lock, disengaged. The thrill of combat overtakes his senses. Another battle for the death begins now. So we don't have the sword yet, I don't think. Haven't seen the sword, but I think we get that later. But they're going to let us know about it right now for some reason. You've got quite the toy, don't you? How about I show you mine? A wonderful, beautiful killing machine. Oh, I love that explosion effect. It's so good. Show me what your little protect suit can do. So here we go. Our next fight. Genocide Machine Hell Spider. It's a great name. Ridiculous name, at least. See, now we gotta start using our combat rolls because we've got an enemy that can do ranged and melee attacks. So yeah, you can do a standard punch combo, but if you hold left or right, you know, you can do these hooks as well, and they have different timing on the combos for those. There we go. You have to finish that one with a melee hit for some reason, but... Well, not for some reason, I think. We'll see right here. Knock him right out the window. Beautiful. You've shown me something quite amazing today. I'll give you back this body as my thanks. Master, what just happened? Rina Akiyama is unconscious. However, all the evidence points to her. I have no data about the energy mass that left her body, so I will be unable to argue for her with the center. Unfortunately, she'll be waking up to a new life as a dangerous criminal. Oh. What can you do? Rip to her, I guess. Another day of protecting the peace in the city. So yeah. Let's see. I think for now, just because this is all the stuff that I have seen so far, I think we'll end it here. Just take this as a short little episode. Next time we come back, it'll all be new to me at least, because I haven't done chapter 3 yet. Hope you enjoyed getting this first little taste of Belzerion. You know, getting to play games like these would not be possible without the fantastic work that goes into making a fan patch like this. I remember reading that, like, 3DO hacking, like, there's some pretty interesting progress in 3DO hacking, but, like, a lot of the, like, tools, you know, the reason that this game in particular, at least, was able to be released like this was because all the text and stuff like that was just, like, stored in image data, I think, is what I read. Which made it, you know, as soon as you can access the images, you can edit them and do that. So, but yeah, it's great to be able to play games like this. I would definitely recommend checking out, like, the work of SnowyAria. Ancient Roman is, like, a very interesting PlayStation RPG. It is not, by all measures of quality, people, you know, you could easily say it is a bad game. I think it's really fun. It is like a game that manages to work despite itself in a lot of ways. Like the way that the sound is just, like, programmed wrong, like all these sorts of things that kind of, like, really just come together in a way that feels haphazard but still cohesive enough to play, is, like, just the beauty of games to me in a lot of ways. Just seeing something that really manages to work and provide just a unique and interesting experience with a lot of, like, really bizarre. There's just some interesting choices in terms of, like, environments, in terms of story, in terms of music. Just lots of fascinating things in that game. Highly recommend it. It was, like, I mean, it's not a long game either. I would highly recommend playing that. I'm actually working through Fate Extra with the perfect patch that Aria worked on right now. I'm looking forward to getting to play CCC probably maybe later this year or something like that, depending on it. But just lots of cool folks. If you go and find them, you can really just learn a lot about all kinds of weird games you might not have heard of, games you've heard of but never got to play. You know, if you follow folks in this scene, you're going to see projects from all over the place from different people who are releasing them. And it's one of the things that I'm just, like, as far as, like, things I check social media for, it is probably the thing I'm most excited to see usually, is just seeing what kind of work people out here are doing. I can probably link their Bluesky accounts in the description of this video if folks want to follow them. Just, you know, check out some fan translations. There's so much cool stuff happening in that space. And I'm glad to be able to show some of it with this Let's Play. Play games that, you know, are in a different wheelhouse for me, because I certainly don't play games like this. I don't usually, like, this is not, like, my specialty, and that's one of the things I also really love about just playing these things as they come out, is I play games that I would never play normally, but I get to, like, see something that's new to me, play a kind of game that is just, again, just not something I play. Like, not to say that, like, it's necessarily unique, because, like, you know, even a game like this, I think, you know, you can see a lot of other attempts at doing this kind of, like, cinematic style, just this very, like, story heavy, like, graphic adventure game with, like, some combat sequences, like, you know, you'll see other things doing in that space, but, like, it's not something I'm, like, it's not, like, my focus in terms of, because I'm just I'm just an RPG gamer. That's just sort of who I am for the most part. So getting to just play things that are just different for me is great. I really want to play more 3DO stuff after I finish this, I think. I'll need to, if anyone knows if anyone knows, like, I don't necessarily want to say good, but interesting, anything, like, unique or just fascinating on the 3DO that you think I might be interested in, feel free to let me know. But otherwise, I will take off for now, and we'll see you next time.